Hello everyone, my name is Miniseti. Today we are going to learn about Joan Robinson's growth model. This model is given by Mrs. Joan Robinson in her book Accumulation of Capital. This model is given by Mrs. Joan Robinson in her book. Book name is The Accumulation of Capital. Okay, this model basically define how population influence capital accumulation and output. This model basically define how population influence capital accumulation and output. Capital accumulation means, as we all know, increase in wealth through investment and profit. Capital accumulation is increase in wealth through investment and profit. This model gives so much importance to capital accumulation. According to this model, capital is engine of growth. That's why this model called capital accumulation model of growth. Okay, in this model, Joan Robinson basically defined two point of view. What is income point of view? Second, in expenditure point of view. According to income point of view, national income of any economy is sum of wage and profit. According to income point of view, national income of any economy is sum of wage and profit. Okay, or we can say that national income of any economy depend on wage received by labor and profit earned by capitalist. National income of any economy depend on wage received by labor and profit earned by capitalist. Now we understand this concept with the help of this equation. In this equation, Y is net national income. Y is net national income and W is real wage rate and N is number of workers employed. When we multiply W with N, we will get wage received by labor. Okay, and P is profit rate, K is amount of capital. When we multiply P with K, we will get profit earned by capitalist. Okay, we understand this concept with the help of this example. Okay, WN basically represent wage received by labor and PK basically represent profit earned by capitalist. Okay, for example, real wage rate is equal to 20. Value of W is 20 and number of workers employed is equal to 10, means value of N is 10. When we multiply 20 with 10, we will get 200. This 200 rupees is wage received by labor. Okay, and a value of K means amount of capital, or we can say that amount of machineries, how much machinery we are putting for production. Okay, or amount of machinery or amount of capital is same thing. Amount of capital is 60. Okay, and profit per machine, profit per capital is 10. Okay, amount of machinery is 60 and profit per machine is 10, means value of P is 10 and value of K is 60. When we divide P with K, when we multiply P with K, means 10 with 60, 10 with 60 we will get 600 rupees. Okay, or when we add this 200 rupees with 600 rupees, we will get total of net national income that is equal to 800 rupees. This 200 rupees is wage received by all labor and this 600 rupees is profit earned by capitalist. When we add with 200 with 600, we will get 800 rupees. This 800 rupees is our net national income. Means national income of any economy depend on wage received by labor and profit earned by capitalist. Okay, now profit is very crucial in this model. Why profit is very much important or crucial in this model? Because ultimately our capital accumulation, our investment depend on our profit. Okay, whatever, how much profit will we earn, according to it we will invest. According to this we can increase our capital accumulation. Means ultimately capital accumulation depend on rate of profit. That's why profit is very crucial or important important in this model. Okay, that's why this model also define how we can calculate rate of profit. Okay, we will calculate rate of profit from this equation: y equal to wn plus y equal to wn plus pk. From this equation we will calculate rate of profit. When we bring this wn in this side, it will become minus. When we bring this wn in this side, it will become minus. Now our equation is pk equal to y minus wn. Okay, now this k is multiplied here. When we bring k in other side, it will goes in division. Okay, k is multiplied here. When we bring k in another side, it will go in division. Okay, now our equation is y p equal to y minus wn divided by k. Okay, now we divide upper and lower portion with n. Okay, now we divide this upper portion and lower portion with n. N is nothing, n is basically number of workers employed, as we earlier discussed. Okay, we will divide upper and lower portion with n. Okay, when we divide y with n, it will become y over n. When we divide wn with n, this n will cut with each other. This w will remain alone. Okay, and k over n. Okay, when we divide upper and lower portion, our equation become equal to p equal to y over n minus w divided by k over n. Our y over n is basically labor productivity. Our y over n is basically labor productivity, and w is our real wage rate, and k over n is capital labor ratio. Capital labor means a capital used by per capita labor. Okay, means we want to convey our rate of profit. Our p is basically our rate of profit. Our rate of profit depend on our rate of profit depend on labor productivity, which is y over n, minus real wage rate, which is equal to w, and is divided by k over n, which is our capital labor ratio. Our rate of profit depend on labor productivity minus real wage rate and is divided by capital labor ratio. Okay, now for the sake of simplicity, we assume y over n equal to L. We assume y over n equal to L and k over n equal to theta. Now our final equation become L minus W divided by theta. L is labor productivity and W is real wage and theta is capital labor ratio. Okay, this was about income point of view. Now I will discuss about expenditure point of view. According to expenditure point of view, net national income is equal to consumption expenditure plus investment expenditure. According to expenditure point of view, our net national income is sum of consumption expenditure and investment expenditure. Y is net national income, C is consumption expenditure, and I is investment expenditure. Okay, according to expenditure point of view, our net national income is sum of consumption expenditure and investment expenditure. According to Keynes, as we all know, according to Keynes, saving is equal to investment. Saving is equal to investment. And according to this model, saving is equal to profit that is earned by capitalist. According to this model, saving is equal to profit that is earned by capitalist. As we earlier discussed, this PK amount of profit that is earned by capitalist, that is earned by entrepreneur, or that is earned by businessman, this PK amount of profit. And according to this model, saving is equal to this PK. PK means saving is equal to amount of profit that is earned by capitalist. Obviously, this amount, this PK amount of profit is ultimately become saving of capitalistic. Now, ultimately, profit is become saving of businessman, if we think about that. So, according to this model, saving is equal to PK, saving is equal to amount of profit. Okay. And according to Keynes, saving is equal to investment. From above these two equations, saving is equal to investment and saving is equal to PK, we can say that PK is equal to investment or investment is equal to PK? Obviously, this profit is going to invest now. Okay, I will repeat again. According to Keynes, saving is equal to investment. Okay, and according to this model, saving is equal to PK, means saving is equal to profit. And from above two equation, we can say that now investment is also equal to PK. We can write investment is equal to PK because saving is equal to PK, na? So we can write investment is equal to PK. Okay, and or PK is equal to I or I is equal to PK, same thing. Or one most important thing, as we all know in economics, I is equal to delta K. Delta K is basically increase rate of capital. Okay, increasing rate of capital. In economics, we can write I is equal to delta K. We have discussed so many concepts earlier in which we can assume I is equal to delta K. So we will replace I with delta K. Okay, now we replace I with delta K. Now our equation become PK is equal to delta K. PK is equal to delta K. Now this K is in multiply. If we take this K in another side, it will goes in division. Okay, this K is in multiply here. If we bring this K in another side, it will goes in division. Now our final equation become delta K over K. Our final equation become delta K over K. What does mean by delta K over K? This is basically growth rate in capital. Growth rate in capital means our profit is equal to growth rate in capital. Okay, obviously whatever how much our capital is growing, according to this we will earn profit now. Okay, and according to this we invest. That's why profit is basically equal to growth rate in capital. This is rate of profit according to expenditure point of view, and this is rate of profit according to income point of view. As we earlier discussed, L minus W divided by theta. This one, na, L minus W divided by theta. This is rate of profit according to income point of view, and this is rate of profit delta over delta K over K according to expenditure point of view. Okay, this is equal to this one. Okay, so our profit is basically depend on growth rate in capital. Okay, now we discuss about what is golden age. Golden age means where growth rate in population is equal to growth rate in capital. According to this model, an economy can achieve their golden age where growth rate in population is equal to growth rate in capital. Delta N over N is growth rate in population. Growth rate in population means population growing for getting employment. Population are coming for getting employment. Okay, the delta N over N is basically growth rate in population, and delta K over K is basically growth rate in capital. Okay, if any economy can achieve their golden age if growth rate in population is equal to growth rate in capital. What does mean by it? Means growth rate in population is equal to growth rate in capital means your growing capital have a capacity to absorb all growing population, means your growing capital have a capacity to giving employment to all growing population. That's why it's called golden age, where your growth rate in population is equal to growth rate in capital. Okay, now we understand this concept with the help of this diagram. In this diagram, on x-axis left side we take growth rate of labor. On x-axis, in this diagram, in x-axis left side we take growth rate of labor, and right side on x-axis we take capital labor ratio. Left side on x-axis we take growth rate of labor, and right side on x-axis we take capital labor ratio. Okay, and on y-axis in vertical portion we take per capita output. In vertical portion on y-axis we take per capita output. Okay, now this red one OP curve is our production function. This red one OP curve is our production function. Okay, now we draw one tangent line. This anti-line is our tangent. This anti-line represent our tangent that we draw from N to T. Okay, in this here our tangent touches our production function. You can see at G point our tangent touches our production function, and where our tangent touches our production function, it's called golden age. Okay, here you can say in T point our tangent touch production function, and where our tangent touch production function, it's called golden age. Okay, G point is our golden age. In G point our growth rate of population is equal to growth rate in capital. This diagram also proves this. I will discuss about it. Okay, now at this G point we achieve a golden age. At G point our growth rate in capital is equal to growth rate in population. At this G point our per capita output is equal to OA. At G point our per capita output is equal to OA, and we are paying wage rate equal to OW. At G point our per capita output is equal to OA, and we are paying wage rate equal to OW, and remaining AW that is equal to GA, it's called our surplus. Okay, OA is our per capita output. Out of this we are paying OW wage, and this remaining amount AW that is equal to GE is called our surplus, or we can say that it's called our profit rate. Okay, this AW that is equal to GA is our surplus. Okay, at G point economy are in golden age. At G point our growth rate of population is equal to growth rate of capital. Okay, now how we can prove this? Now please listen carefully. We have at 10 beta. We have 10 beta in triangle WNO. We have 10 beta in triangle WNO. Okay, and we have 10 alpha in triangle GWE. This 10 alpha is equal to 10 beta. This 10 alpha is equal to 10 beta. This 10 alpha triangle, or we can say that this 10 alpha portion represent growth rate of capital. This portion represent growth rate of capital. Okay, this portion, this triangle this GWE, this 10 alpha portion represent growth rate of capital, and this 10 beta portion, this WNO represent growth rate in population. This part represent growth rate in capital, and this part represent growth rate in population. This part is equal to this part, means 10 alpha is equal to 10 beta, or we can say that growth rate of labor is equal to growth rate of population is equal to growth rate of capital. Okay, see this GEG. This EG part of this 10 alpha represent delta K. This EG part, this one EG part represent delta K, and this EW part represent K. This EG part represent delta K, and this EW part represent K. Okay, delta K over K. And in 10 beta, this OW part represent delta K, and this ON part represent this OW part represent delta N, and this ON part represent N. Means OW is equal to delta N, and ON is equal to N. Okay, this part is equal to this part. Means EG, this EG over EW, this EG over EW, I write here, EG over EW is equal to OW over ON. This EG over EW, this EG over EW is equal to OW over ON. Means this is growth rate of delta K over K, growth rate of capital. This OW is delta N over N. Okay, this is growth rate of capital, and this is growth rate of labor. Both are both are equal to each other. That's why we can say that G is our golden age, where growth rate in capital, growth rate in labor, or we can say that growth rate in population is equal to growth rate of capital. Okay, this is whole about Joan Robinson growth model. I think you got understood, and thank you so much for watching this video, and take care. Bye.